Hey guys, it's Brandon from New 9 Golf, and this is what's in my bag. So the first club I'm going to show you guys is the one that I probably use the most on the golf course. That's my 60 degree. This year I'm playing Titleist SM10s. This finish, I'm not even sure what this finish is. It's not the raw finish. Maybe it's their like copper or, do you remember what it's called? It's like a brushed steel, I think. Don't quote me on that. Titleist was nice enough to do some stamping for me, so I have some skulls and it says Spin City because I want these shots to just rip back on the green. In my wedges and also in all of my irons, I am playing Nippon. These are the NS Pro Modus 3s. They're all Tour 120 X Flex, and I have these iron shafts in my 60 degree all the way up to my 5 iron. For my 54 and my 50, I'm also playing SM10, so I have the matching wedge set. Something funny about these wedges is I just had them bent upright. Earlier in the season, I just have so many wedges. All my wedges were just leaking to the right. I bent them just 1 degree up, and now I've been flag hunting ever since. So if you push or pull your wedges, you should get the lies checked because maybe putting them upright or flat might actually really help your game. So on the 54, I have darts baby. I want to throw darts with my wedge, and I have these little, they actually look like saws, but I was thinking that they're almost more like bullseyes. And then on my 50 degree, it says buckets. I want to hole out this year with my 50 degree. That's one of my goals. So we threw buckets and some smiley faces. So far, really happy with these Vokeys. For grips, I am using, these are the Vokey brand. These are from like the Vokey custom shop, but these are the Golf Pride Z cord. I play them logo down. For whatever reason, I just don't like looking at logos up. So all of my grips are logo down. They're a standard grip with 2 or 3 wraps. I got 3 wraps in my woods, but only 2 wraps in my irons. Now I do have some things in my bag and on my bag that I'm not technically playing yet, but I have some content planned with them. So they're in my bag because I'm testing them, but I'll get to them just a little bit later. The irons that I'm playing this year are Titleist as well. These are the T100s. I am playing from pitch to 5 iron. They are all standard lie, standard loft, the same shafts as my wedges. So these are the NS Pro Modus 3 120 flex, extra stiff, and they feel really good. I find that the Titleist and the T100s fly pretty high for me. I hit a high ball already, but so far I've been able to stick greens with like my 5 iron, 6 iron, or sometimes it'd be a lower trajectory and kind of bounce and hit. I did a full iron fitting for these irons with Titleist, and if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put a link up here so you can come back and watch my full iron fitting with Titleist. It was a lot of fun. I will show you guys one thing that I'm testing. Cobra sent me their new limited 3D printed iron. So they sent me a 7 iron that I could play around with, and today was actually my first day hitting it. But why don't I hit them right now and just give you some feedback on what I think of these super limited Cobra 3D printed irons. I'm gonna do a really quick test of this Cobra 3D printed limited iron against my 7 iron, the T100. So what I'll do is I'll get 3 hits with the Cobra, take a look at some data on my full swing launch monitor, then I'll hit my 7 iron and see what the difference is. I think this will be fun. First one, little skinny, but forgiving. That actually felt pretty good. See if I can hit it just a bit better.
Carry, 175 yards.
That was 175 carry. That was a good start out of a thin one. A little thin, that one was a little chunky. Hopefully this one's just right.
Carry, 178 yards.
178, so my chunky one actually went a little bit further. See if we can get it over 180 here.
Carry, 191 yards.
There we go, so that was 191 out of a pure one. Again, I'm using range balls. On the simulator, we tried to normalize everything, but just know that I am hitting range balls. So let's see if I can get my 7 iron up to 191. I think that was the furthest one with that new Cobra 7 iron.
Carry, 171 yards.
171, okay.
Carry, 186 yards.
186, okay, last one. See if we can crack 190 like the Cobra. Let's hear it. Rangefinder will talk to me, or the
Carry,
launch monitor.
175 yards.
Oh, 175. So it didn't go as far as the Cobra. I'd have to look at the lofts. I'm thinking that the loft is a little stronger on the Cobra. That's how I got it all the way up to 190. But the Cobra feels really good. I just noticed between the two, because this isn't my fitted shaft, the dispersion wasn't as tight, but I'm gonna have to do a fuller test on this Cobra 3D printed iron because I think the technology is pretty cool. Let's get back to what's in my bag. This year I stopped my irons at a 5 iron. In years past, I went to a 4 and even a 3 iron. I was having a ton of troubles hitting them. And I'm like a scratch golfer. You think I could hit a 4 and a 3 iron, but I was just chunking them and I wasn't very consistent. I did a hybrid fitting with Titleist, you guessed it. So these are the TSR2s. I actually thought I was gonna get fit in the TSR3. I just found that the TSR2 felt and sounded better. This is a 5 hybrid, a 24-degree 5 hybrid that is replacing my 3 iron for sure. Sometimes I find I have a little bit of a gap between my 5 iron and then my 5 hybrid, but maybe one every 6 rounds I could use a 4 iron. I'm still debating what I'm gonna do with that extra slot in my bag, but I love this hybrid. This is my like fairway finder. The shaft, I have a Tour AD graphite design. It's the IZ95X. Huge fan of this shaft. And I also have its big brother. This head cover, I'll let you know, my 5 is my swag head cover. If you can tell by my bag yet, I have a bit of a Masters theme going. Masters was a huge part of our channel this year in trying to play Augusta. And then I actually got to go to the Masters to spectate. So with it being a huge Masters year, my bag is Masters themed, and I'll keep getting into that a little bit later here. Let me show you my next hybrid. This guy, head cover from Hatch. This is another Masters theme. It's the pimento cheese. I had my first pimento cheese sandwich this year. It was so good. I think it was $1.50. $1.50 for a sandwich and $3 for a beer at the Masters. Like, it's heaven on earth. If you like golf, it is like Disneyland for us golfers, dying to go back there. If you haven't yet, it's worth every penny. Go check out the Masters. It was so, so cool. This is my 2 hybrid. So I got rid of Old Trusty. If you guys have been a subscriber for a long time, you know that I've been playing the 915, which is like a 6-year-old hybrid. This is the first time it's left my bag. Titleist fit me into another TSR2. This is an 18 degree. They call it a 3. In years past, an 18 was a 2. So I still call it my 2 just because that's what I'm used to. But this is the next club under my driver. I'm not playing a 3 wood. I'm not playing a 4 wood, 5 wood. I go driver, 3 hybrid. On good days, I'm carrying this thing like 270, and for how accurate it is, huge fan. Let me give you guys a couple hits so you can see how the hybrid's looking.
Carry, 242 yards.
So using the compressed balls, that last one was my best one at 242. I would say you're giving up about 25 to 30% using these flighted balls. So quick math, 10%, 25 times 2, 50, like let's call that the 275 if we were using real balls. Huge, huge fan of this 2 hybrid. Let me show you guys the driver. I'm sure you guys are thinking that I'm playing a Titleist driver based on everything else in my bag, but I'm not. Take a look at the head cover. TaylorMade. So this head cover, cool story. I was lucky enough to get onto the TaylorMade tour truck at Augusta National the week of the Masters. So Corey, super sweet guy, gave me a tour of the TaylorMade truck, and he also gave me this head cover. So this head cover could have been given to Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Tommy Fleetwood. Just by chance, this one was handed to me. So I like keeping this knowing that it could have been any one of those guys. This is actually the newest club in my bag. This is the TaylorMade QI10. Earlier in the year when I was testing the TaylorMade woods, I actually really liked the QI10 LS. It was the lowest spin for me, and where I play in Calgary, Alberta, I need a lower spin. Once I got it onto the course, the results were much different than I had inside the simulator. I actually ended up going for a full driver fitting at TaylorMade headquarters in Toronto, Canada, and they put me through a fitting, and I ended up with this guy. This year I've changed my shaft to, last year I was playing this shaft, but a 6X. This is the Fujikura Ventus Black 7X Velocore. For years, I've played a 60-gram driver shaft, and I always thought that was best for me until I went for this fitting at TaylorMade. They showed me something really cool. They put me in this big suit, and it looked like I was being ready to be tested in a video game. It had sensors from my hands, my elbows, my back, my feet, my knees. When they put me in this suit, one of the things that they showed me was my handle speed. I've never even heard of that as a stat for all the years I've been doing fittings. Handle speed is the actual timing and the speed you're pulling the handle or the grip. Based on those stats, I was fit into a 7X. So it was really cool, and so far I've been hitting this thing so good. I've been working on a draw, so let me see if I can show you guys the draw in motion. Let's try it out. So I've always hit a cut for the last couple of years, and I find that my cut is turning into a slice. My coach said the best way to get rid of a slice is to learn how to hit the draw. So I haven't hit the draw in a handful of years, but let's see where it's at. Let's see if I can turn this thing over for you guys. That was a baby draw. See if I can get some more on it.
Carry, 284 yards.
When I was on the TaylorMade tour truck, I was asking their master fitter and tour truck guy, Corey, I said, Corey, are the majority of tour players playing the LS head? He says, no, the majority of tour players are actually playing this, just the straight QI10. And that kind of got in my mind. I'm like, wow, even these tour players aren't playing the LS, but I'm playing the LS. So maybe subconsciously, maybe that's why I wasn't hitting good. But since putting this in play, I've been a huge fan of the QI10. Okay, one draw, nice big draw for the fans. How pretentious is that to say fans? For all of you watching, for all you guys that have supported the channel, if you haven't already, smash subscribe. It helps the channel grow, helps me get equipment that I can test for you guys. Coming up, I have some woods that I haven't shown you yet that I'm about to test. And if you guys subscribe to the channel, you can see the review on those. Okay, big draw here. There it is. Whew, that felt good.
Carry, 299 yards.
So that was 299 carry with a flighted ball. There's a top range up there, I think it's 310. So before we really get a hold of one, I'm gonna stop hitting them. A lot of people ask me how far I hit my driver. Typically, you know, we're in Calgary elevation, 3,400 feet. I carried about 300, even with a compressed ball, that was going about 320 carry. With roll, 330, 340. It's humbling when I play at sea level. My max is about 310 at sea level. But I love this driver, huge fan of the shaft. And this is the club that let me down the most early in the year. Finally starting to figure it out, so that feels really good. The last club I have to show you guys in my bag is my putter. And this is probably my most asked about club. This head cover took me forever to find. This is Hatch. Again, going with the Masters theme. This is a nice little Masters caddy. Hatch is one of the only companies that makes a center shafted mallet head cover. So if you're lucky enough to get them on release, you can get a Hatch head cover. This putter is this is the Lab Mez 0.1. So Lab is line angle balance. This is probably the only putter company that has, you know, raised enough eyebrows this year. Everyone is talking about Lab. They have a ton of tour wins. I think Lucas Glover had 2 wins last year. He had that big broomstick putter. The idea with lie angle balance is every one of these putters is made for you. So I did an online fitting. It was super easy to do. You film yourself doing a couple putting strokes behind a door frame at your house. Lab has this technology that they can put your video into their software, and the software will tell you the correct lie, angle, balance, and length of putter that it recommends for you. So I never actually rolled the putter before I got it. I kind of purchased it in good faith, and I could not be happier with the quality of this putter. I was playing center shafted putters previously, so I was already used to that. If you guys are looking at one of these and you haven't tried it yet, it takes a little bit to get used to, but now that I've used it a bunch, I'm a huge fan. One thing that I did change was the grip. I'm a huge fan of the Scotty Cameron Pistolero grip, which is what this shape is, but I didn't want to spend 250 bucks for an authentic Pistolero grip, or 100 bucks, whatever it was. This is an eBay special. It's basically a Pistolero knockoff. It says only birdies. I think I paid 15 bucks on eBay, and it does the job. People will ask if that throws off the weight based on their lie angle balance. It changes the weight slightly. I found with their grip, I couldn't feel the putter head, and I really want to feel the putter head, but I've been putting really well. This shaft is an upgraded shaft. It's an Acura stability shaft. Actually, I don't know if it's a stability shaft. It's just an Acura graphite shaft. The idea is stiffer shaft, more control. But this is my putter, Lab, huge fan of it. I've had these woods sitting here that I was kind of teasing. These are Haywood. Haywood is a Canadian golf manufacturer. These are some of the best looking woods I've ever seen. They sent me a driver, 3-wood, and a hybrid. Excuse me, little burp-a-rooney. I think if Cobra, PXG, and Titleist had a baby, and Ping maybe, it would be these woods. Probably the best looking woods that I've seen. In Canadian money, a driver's typically like 700 to 900 bucks. These are 500, so they're considerably less money than the leading manufacturers. But based on how good these things look, like they might be a serious contender for some of the best woods of the year. I don't even play a 3-wood. How about I hit this 3-wood really quick and I can tell you how that feels. I really love looking down at this. If you guys know me, like black, carbon, gray, neutrals are my color code. Let's see how this 3-wood goes. Uh-oh. I might have to put a 3-wood in the bag.
Carry, 244 yards.
244 straight into the wind, dead straight. That felt pretty dang good. I'll save the driver and the hybrid for my full review. But if you guys want to see a review on probably some of the most affordable, good-looking woods on the market, you're gonna have to subscribe to see my review on the Haywood woods. Let's get into the bag. Keeping with the Masters theme, this is my Sun Mountain mid-stripe carry bag. Got the new 9 Golf Club and my name embroidered on it. Now that I was going to be playing some tournament golf, I wanted to look like a tournament golfer. Unfortunately, the game's just not there yet, but I can always see my bag from far away and know that it's mine. Not a lot of people have this bag, so to have kind of the green, the white, the pink azalea colors from the Masters, it was just like the perfect bag to go with this setup. Love the magnetic accessory pouch. In here I keep all my tees. I keep some electrolyte tabs. Inside my big pouch, I keep a valuables pouch. So I got my phones, my wallet, some coins, my ball marker. I'll show you the ball marker I've been using recently. This is from Cabot Citrus Farms. Got to check out that facility. It's kind of in between Tampa and Orlando. One of the best golf days I've had ever. I was there with 7 other of my buddies. We had 2 foursomes. We saw Louis Oosthuizen out on the course. We saw Ted Potter Jr. on the course. So it's a course where professionals play, and you can tell based on the setup, like first class from the second you get there till you leave. If you haven't tried any Cabot properties, go check them out. I'm actually headed to Cabot, Cape Breton in a month, so I can't wait to go out there and film, be on the cliffs of Nova Scotia. Man, I can't wait.
You missed Louis Oosthuizen.
Louis Oosthuizen famously has had a lot of good runs at Augusta National. I think he's got a 2nd place, if not 2 second places there. I had to go to the bathroom before we teed off, and we were in such a rush to get to the first tee. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll hold it. So we get onto the course, we're like, oh, all of our bathrooms are broken. So I held going to the bathroom for 4 hours. We get into the clubhouse. Sure enough, Louis Oosthuizen is coming up. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I might go to the bathroom in my pants. So I took off. Sure enough, Oosthuizen comes up 9 green, takes a big picture with all of my buddies. He takes off. 30 seconds later, I pull back up. I'm like, where's Louis? Did he stay around? Oh no, he had to go, but we got a picture. So sucks to be me, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. Balls, I've been playing around with different balls. We play in so much wind here that the wind just destroys my balls. Titleist sent me some of their new AVX to try out, so I'm really excited to try these Titleist balls. I brought them today because it's a windy day, if you can't tell already. They say test on them. I've been playing around with the Pro V1X Left Dash. I've been playing around with the regular Pro V, TP5X. They all feel really good. It's just the wind, I don't think there's such thing as a really good ball to play in the wind, because the wind's gonna eat up any ball. It's just frustrating, because sometimes I'll hit like my 150 club 110 just because the wind eats it up so much. Gotta work on that trajectory, and hopefully these balls will help me out. I had a custom towel made this year. This is from, I think they're called the Tour Towel. So I had someone make this image of Adam Sandler or Happy Gilmore, my favorite golf movies, what got me into golf. And I'm a big graffiti fan, so they made this graffiti mural for me. And then on the other side, it says the new 9 Golf Club. So huge fan of this towel. It's like the waffle tour style towel. I have a alignment stick. I really just use it to hold head covers and my towel. Rangefinder, I am still using Blue Tees. This is the Series 3 Max. It's like for an inexpensive rangefinder that does everything that you want. Why would I change? Big fan of the Blue Tees. This is my favorite golf accessory. This is the Groove It. I've had Groove It on my bag for the last 3 or 4 years. It has a water reservoir inside the club. My clubs are always dirty. You know, where's that 7 iron? I was just hitting that 7 iron. Give it a little spray, a little wipe, good as new. So the magnet on here is so strong, just gotta find the end of it, clicks on, super, super easy. Okay guys, that wraps up what's in my bag. Thanks again for watching this video. We'll check in with you guys next time.